It's me, Goki. Are you as excited as I am about the fall season? I know it can be kind of sad when the sun and the fun of summer comes to an end, but there are so many awesome things that happen in the fall, like pumpkin pies and the leaves changing color, and of course my favorite holiday of all, Halloween. Here are 5 fun fall facts that prove just how special this season really is. But first, let's have some music. How about something seasonal? Say Autumn by Italian composer Antonio Vivaldi? This classical masterpiece is one of 4 violin concertos from Vivaldi's famous Four Seasons, which he composed 294 years ago in 1725. All right, now that we're grooving, let's learn with lists. Fun fall fact number 1. Nuts are so important to squirrels that some of them, like the eastern gray squirrel found in eastern US and Canada, appear to grow the size of their brain so they can remember where they've hidden their buried food supplies in the dead of winter. The gray squirrel can find and hide about 1,000 nuts in the fall, and they don't just put them all in one place. Oh no, they organize it and create a mental map of where they've buried everything. Walnuts, for example, are too valuable, so they buried them deeper than, say, peanuts, because they just don't want anyone showing up and stealing their precious goods. Now you can imagine how tough it may be to remember where all of these great treasures have been buried, especially when your own brain is the size of one of those walnuts. And the fall leaves and winter snow have covered everything up. So they just change up their hippocampus, which is the memory and emotion center of the brain structure, and problem solved. They can find their nuts. Fun fall fact number 2. The gorgeous red and orange and yellow you see in autumn leaves are actually there all year round. They're just hidden under the surface during the warmer months thanks to chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is a green pigment that traps energy from the sun. This energy combines carbon dioxide, water, and minerals and turns them into sugars as part of the plant's photosynthesis. By converting light energy into chemical energy, photosynthesis gives green plants their main food supply. When the warmer months go away and the cooler ones come around and we get less sunlight, the plant's chlorophyll breaks down and the hidden reds and oranges in the leaves become more visible. Fun fall fact number 3. Every fall, monarch butterflies migrate almost 3,000 miles to warmer climates. It's true that some butterflies and moths are known to migrate, but the monarch butterfly is the only butterfly that makes a two-way migration, like birds or whales. Once they feel the cold kicking in, between late August and September, more than 100 million monarch butterflies start their journey south. Those east of the Rockies travel to the high mountains of Mexico, while those west of the Rockies travel to the California coast between Santa Cruz and San Diego. Monarchs can fly at speeds ranging between 12 and 25 miles an hour and can travel anywhere between 50 to 100 miles a day. It usually takes them about 2 months to complete their migration, so they get to their destination sometime in November. They stay in the warmer regions until March, and then they travel back up north. Now, no single individual monarch butterfly makes the two-way migration because these journeys are way longer than their lifespan, making this an intergenerational migration. 4 generations, to be exact, in a 1-year cycle. So it's the butterfly's great-great-grandchildren that return south each fall. And although there are some theories, no one really knows how they find their way back to the same wintering locations, sometimes even to the same exact tree their ancestors chilled at the previous spring. Cool, huh? Fun fall fact number 4. Not to be outdone by an insect, the cute and tiny Arctic tern takes migration to a whole new level. And when I say new level, I'm talking distances equal to multiple trips to the moon and back. Yeah, no joke. On average, these birds live 30 years, and they've been known to travel well over 50,000 miles round trip each year. So in one lifetime, a single Arctic tern can travel more than 1.5 million miles. The distance from the Earth to the moon? 238,900 miles. Do the math. That's over 3 round trips to the moon. From the Arctic to the Antarctic, every fall this 100-gram tiny bird takes an indirect route so it can maximize the benefits of air currents and gets itself to Antarctica just in time for the southern summer. That's right. This little guy sees 2 summers each year. In other words, the Arctic tern gets more daylight than any other creature on the planet. Jelly? Don't be, because fun fall fact number 5 is all about Halloween, and terns don't celebrate. Fun fall fact number 5. If you like candies, pumpkins, and costumes, then Halloween is your holiday. Celebrated on October 31st, midway between the fall equinox and the winter solstice, Halloween has become one of the most fun and colorful holidays of the year. But its origin was a lot less giddy. Many believe Halloween's roots come from the ancient Celtic festival Samhain, celebrated about 2,000 years ago in what is now Ireland, the United Kingdom, and northern France. The Celts celebrated their new year on November 1st. For them, this day marked the end of summer and the harvest, and the beginning of the darker and colder winter months, which they associated with death. So on the night before their new year, on October 31st, they celebrated Samhain. They believed that on this night, the veil between the world of the living and the world of the dead was lifted, and ghosts of the dead came back to walk among the living. They were also scared that since the dead were roaming around, they could kidnap the living. How did they face this fear? Well, by dressing up as animals and monsters to hide from the dead, of course. Eventually, the Celts were conquered by the Romans, who combined their own festivals with Samhain. Fast forward to the 8th century when Pope Gregory III marked November 1st as All Saints' Day to honor the saints. Then fast forward to the 11th century when the Christian Church made November 2nd All Souls' Day to honor the dead. All Souls' Day was very similar to Samhain, and people celebrated it by dressing up as saints and angels and devils. All Saints' Day was also called All Hallows, or All Hallow Mass, from the Middle English meaning All Saints' Day. And the night before All Hallows, October 31st, was known as All Hallows' Eve, which eventually became Halloween. Trick-or-treating also probably comes from the tradition of leaving food and wine outside your home to keep the roaming spirits from entering your house. Halloween has a very long and rich history and deserves its own fun fact list. But for now, consider this an intro and start thinking about your costume if you haven't picked one already. That's a wrap for our 5 fun fall facts list. There is so much more to the fall season that we haven't covered here, like Thanksgiving, and why the fall equinox is so cool, and why pumpkins are considered fruits and not vegetables. But for now, I'm gonna keep it short. Make sure to subscribe to our channel for more fun educational content by clicking the subscribe button below. And turn on that bell so you can be notified when we release new videos. Thanks for watching, and see you soon! Mwah!